Hey everyone, I'm going to show you a demonstration of one of the clean brands. They don't carry it here in the United States, but you can buy it elsewhere. And for all of my Australia friends and friends in different countries, they do carry this around. And it's called Nude by Nature. I ended up getting the Essentials kit, which I think is super cute. It comes like in this little kit and you get all the things that you need to just try things out. And so I'm going to show you sort of how to put this on. What I'm going to start with is their Perfecting Primer. Again, this is Nude by Nature. It's based out of Australia. I ended up purchasing it on Sephora's sister account, which is Feel Unique. And so that's a good way to get products, and they have discounts and different things that you can do there. So that's how I got it. It took a little while to get to me, but they do offer like free shipping on orders over a certain amount. So again, this is a clean brand. And when I say clean, the thing is there's a difference between safe, toxic, and clean. So this is their concealer. So I'm just going to add this on some of the areas where I usually do my nose because I don't want a nice big red nose. But when somebody says it's clean, there's different versions of what that might mean. So clean could mean that it is not toxic, or that it's safe. So what does safe mean? Well, for the average person, plastics, synthetics are technically considered safe. So it's difficult because definitions change. You might have a friend that uses a product that's riddled with synthetics, and for her, it might be safe and not toxic. But for you, it might be very toxic. Now, why would that be? Well, it is common knowledge, very normal, that essential oils, they actually disintegrate and get rid of toxins, anything that is a synthetic. So synthetics and essential oils don't play nice together. So this is their foundation here. And I got a bigger one because I ended up testing the colors and found that the one was wrong. And I figured this was the only one that could be right. So I bought a bigger one as well, since knowing that the shipping would take a while. And this looks pretty good so far. I try to bring down the redness in my face. I don't like to look all pink and burnt. You can see how funny they're flying. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. So the thing about it though is that when you use essential oils on your face at all, like if I'm using any serum, like I use Oxy serum, which has sacred frankincense in it, and rose, and not sacred sandalwood, it has royal Hawaiian sandalwood, different things in it like that would, even the Oxy serum itself, the actual activated oxygen would break down any synthetics that I put on my face. So I'm not going to be interested in a product that has synthetics, because again, or silicones, plastics, because it's going to be real hard for me to use my essential oils, especially here, because I'm putting LLP on my jawline. I'm putting lavender, lemon, and peppermint here often, and Stress Away, and all the things. So we have to just be careful about wanting to understand those terminologies. So this product has no synthetics in it, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for synthetic-free, fragrance-free. I don't want anything in there that's going to interact with my oils. Now, the thing is, when you think about that, well, again, you're going to get into maybe some arguments with some people who will say, well, our products are safe. So just say it's fine. It might be safe for you, but I don't want synthetics on my face. So that's the kind of the drawback. So the color that I used here, and if you wanted more coverage, you could wet this. You could wet your brush and get more coverage. It will build upon itself here, I'm supposing, because I've tried it before, not this color, but this looks okay to me. And then the blush here. So the color that I chose was W2 Ivory. And then this is the Bondi Bronze. So it's like a bronzer. And the way that they suggest to use it is just put a little in the cap. And then they say you could put it on your cheeks if you wanted to, or you could use it as like a number 3 around your face so that you're kind of getting a little bit of a bronzer look. That's how they show it being used. So, you know, you could absolutely do this if you wanted to and make some, you know, because it's a little bit, it's not pink, it's more of a little bit of a darker bronzer. So it's nice. So that's kind of how they show you how to put it on. And then they have a finishing powder here that I will use as well. Again, you can get a little bit into the cap and then just lightly dust it all over. And that just helps set anything that you have going on. And so we're just going to share, I'll share my thoughts on this on Tuesday when we do the final review of all the products, but just wanted to share with you this. And then I'm going to show you also, they have some eye palettes. So I have this soft rose eye palette, and it comes with actually a pretty cool brush, but it's a really little. So, but I like that end. So we might mess around with that end a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and it has a mirror. The products are cool. They actually match our Oxy Serum branding because it's all rose gold. Fingerprints get all over it, but it's a very cool product line as far as the colors, and it looks pretty. So, you know, I mean, it's either you're going to go for eco-friendly and you're going to get all cardboard things that you can kind of have interesting abilities to, you know, pop things in and out and have less waste, right? Or you're going to go for something that is just traditional. And I would say this is a mix between the two because it's definitely traditional packaging. It's just, it's not, they're not trying to be like eco packaging, but the product itself is natural. So I'm going to add a little bit of pink to this. So this is working out okay. And then I'm going to go back here with the lighter one again and just smooth it out. Okay, and then I'm going to use the, I'll use this little guy here. And I'm going to just get a little bit of water on it so that I'm going to apply this like a liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to use the last color in the lineup here with just a little bit of moisture on the brush. So this one here, which is kind of like an auburn color. And I'm just going to apply this as an eyeliner. And I could go in with another eyeliner if I wanted to, because I didn't see that they had any eyeliners that I could purchase. So that's the other thing. I'm sure they have a fuller line on, you know, access if you live in Australia or a country where they carry the full line. But in the places that I ordered, they didn't have all the things. So the first order I ordered through a company that only had these little kits. And the second company, I wanted to see if I could get the eye palette, but they didn't have anything else. So I'm going to use a different lipstick and a different mascara to finish the look, because again, didn't see that they had any of that offered for where I am. I don't even think they have lipsticks. I think this is really just a base of, it goes on nice. I feel like this is very similar to Savvy because I have to layer it more like I did Savvy, you know what I mean? So it becomes buildable as opposed to like full blown, right? So, and I can definitely make the foundation, the actual powder foundation, a liquid. All you have to do is mix your primer with a little bit of the foundation and you're good to go, and it becomes a liquid foundation. So again, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish makeup wise. So let me see, I'm going to use again, because I just pick things that, you know, I want to try again to see if I can make them work better. It has been very cold, so I warmed this up. This is the Crunchy mascara. And again, I don't have any issues with you all using mascaras with any dimethicone in them. I don't know if this one does. Again, I'd have to go check, but only because it's not, as long as the stuff doesn't flake off into my eyes, I have no problem with it, because I'm not putting essential oils in my mascara. So I want you guys to note this. Please note this. Please do not put lavender or cedar wood, I know that's what you all tend to do, into your mascaras. it basically makes your mascara a toxic product for you, because all of that lavender that's going in there is making a mess. And I just got this on my cheek here. It's going to disintegrate the plastics in the mascara, and that's not good. So even with this warmed up, it's still flaking a little bit. I like the way this looked on. I just didn't like that it flaked, because that's just all mascaras. We've been talking about that a lot, that, you know, how do you find a mascara that goes on perfectly clean without flaking while you're putting it on? So once it dries, it shouldn't flake. But I had to warm it up a little bit to make sure it wouldn't flake too bad, but that's okay. Okay, so, and I can see, you guys can probably see that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. We're gonna pull that off and smudge it out here. Okay, and I do like Crunchy's brushes too. So there's a few things on Crunchy that I do like, and I will probably use because I like their brushes are actually really good. And the brush that comes with this line is okay. It's all good. So, you know, this is something that they'll kind of have this little brush in there for you. Okay, so we'll see how this wears. I'm going to go ahead and put this again on here because I want that dusting powder. I just wanted to finish off the color with just one more layer just in case, because it is raining out, and I'm going to see how we do. So again, this is Nude by Nature, and it is a fully clean line, no issues whatsoever as far as it and again, that took down the redness of my face, and it matches pretty good. So, and the color is different. I used more of the yellow so you guys can see. So it looks pretty good. And then I already have this on because I was wearing it today, but this is the Crunchy, what color is this? Namaste lip gloss. It's a little more opaque than the Abundant. Is it Abundant? By Young Living. So that's the one I typically will use. And this one's very similar. So again, trying to match colors. It's like, how do we match? So this one, it's very similar on because this one's more sheer, but this one's a little more opaque. So with it on, and this has a opaqueness to it. So I guess if I open that up, you'd see the colors darker. So it's pretty similar. So if you're an Abundant, is it Abundant? I always forget. Abundant, like I'm not gonna be able to see that. So probably this is a little pink for the color palette that I used. So I might change that for today, just wear a more brown toned, because I try to match, like if I do more pink eyes, I'll do more pink lips. If I do, and actually let me try this one. If I do browner tones, because I'm wearing green today, then I might do a browner tone like lip crayon with see, that already looks better, because again, if you've got that browner tones and yellows in your eyes, you don't want to go too pink on your lips. You want to try to have that pink but have it a little bit toned down. And then this is just the straight gloss. So that was all. So not to mix too many brands here because they didn't have any lips or eyelashes. I just did Crunchy for the I just dropped it all. Crunchy for the other thing. So there you have it. That's Nude by Nature, and it goes on really well. It's very similar to Savvy Minerals. So those of you in different countries or even here in the States, you could totally try them out. See if you like them. All right. Take care, everyone. Oh, wait, one more thing. Shoot, I knew I was going to do one more thing. I'm like looking at my hair. See that gray? It's getting more. I'm trying to let it grow out for you all so you can see. So the first color I purchased was the Soft Sand W4, because usually I don't want to look like a ghost. Well, this was really yellow on me. And that's okay, because now I can use it for my stupid little cover-up trick. So I'm getting some in the bottom here. And we're going to take this. And I only use this one on my hair, so I don't put this one anywhere else. I got a tiny, tiny bit of moisture on here. I'm just going to pick up some of these. I actually haven't tried it with this color, so I'm thinking it will pretty much match. But I can paint the grays away with a color of, because that's how minerals work, just so you know. Minerals are very, like, you can use them however you want. So if you find a color that's like a foundation and you think that would be a cool eyeshadow, go for it. Or a bronzer, honestly, like you can contour with whatever. So, you know, if you see, usually the lip glosses you can't really do much with. I know some people will use those for blushes, but this color, anything that like matches your hair, I always laugh that if I go too yellow on the powder with my face, I can always check to see if it will match my hair. And this worked for my hair color. So if you have caramel hair color, the W4 is going to do the trick, for me at least. And I'm just painting along and down, and this is just, you know, it's a crack up, I know. But again, I'm using a pencil, one of these. This is the only one I use for my hair. So see how it's not double tipped, so I know that this is my hair one. But this will also make my hair last. So I washed it this morning, and I probably won't have to wash it until Monday or Tuesday, because this is the minerals on my hairline here will allow it to soak up any extra grease and stuff like that, you know, oils. So it's very cool. Anyhow, so, and I can do the full line, but I usually wouldn't want to do it in, like I can go in through here too, just to kind of gently, you have to be real careful not to get the minerals stuck on your scalp though. So I'm trying to just get the hair. So, and you can do 2 colors if you have highlights and all the things, but just a fun little trick. All right, so that's Nude by Nature. Product line's really cute, called Rose Gold with, you can get like the larger tub. And what I ended up getting was just the little essential kit. So it comes with all the things that you need, minus the eyeshadow and stuff. So, but just for your face. So there you go. All right, have a great day, everyone. We'll talk soon. You can join the groups. It's let's see, Club 31 Oils on Facebook, or you can join my YouTube channel. So I'm slowly adding those on there, but that's jenstips.com. We'll see you all soon. Bye.